Hi, everyone, and welcome to Building Hancock, Stories of Growth and Community, the podcast where we shine a light on the people, places, and projects shaping the future of Hancock County, Indiana. I'm your host, Dave Meeker, also known as a Cyber Concierge from Bringing Tech to You, plus I'm the founder of New Pal Open for Biz. Today, we're kicking off our first podcast of the series with Julie Lucas, president of New Palestine Main Street, a nonprofit that's working hard to support, promote, revitalize, and maintain our town. Julie's leadership and heart for this community are evident in everything she does, and she's here to share the exciting work happening behind the scenes in New Pal. Leading the conversation today is my co-host, Sean P. Neal. Sean is the CEO of Advocast, a communications and PR consultancy specializing in podcasting and media solutions. So with that, I'll step back and hand it over to Sean. Sean, take it away.
First of all, Julie Lucas with New Pal Main Street, welcome. Thanks so much for being a guest here.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for having me. Appreciate the opportunity to spread the word about New Pal Main Street.
Yeah, absolutely. And glad to have you here because I think when we talk about building Hancock County and what it takes and who the people are that are behind the scenes, Main Street organizations play a huge role. And I don't think people even realize it. So I want to dive into that. But first, let's get to know a little bit about you. So Julie Lucas, I think you are in insurance. Did I nip through your profile there on LinkedIn enough?
Yes, you did. I've been doing this 35 years.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
So a 35-year career in insurance. The first thing I've got to ask you is, what do you value most about what you do?
Building relationships kind of is just what my whole life is about. And insurance is a great way to do it. Everybody hates insurance. They don't want it, but they sure want it at the time of a loss. And just trying to help families and businesses and people keep their lives in order. Yeah,
I think that's a good point. You say people hate insurance and it's intimidating. I mean, to the common person. Is that kind of what you find with the people that you work with?
It is. It's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
They're intimidated by all the coverages. Sometimes they say they're overinsured or insurance poor, and you're really not at the time of a total loss or at the time you need it.
Yeah, for sure. But that also, I think, when you look at how building relationships connects to New Pal Main Street, thank you for building that perfect bridge to go there, because that probably answers the next question, which is, what got you involved in the Main Street organization?
I've always been a volunteer. I started out in 4-H and was a 10-year 4-H'er and was in junior leaders, which is part of 4-H. And it was just a volunteer community service type thing. And my mom kind of raised me to do that. She did the same thing. And anytime I could be part of an organization, that's just what I wanted to do. Main Street was one of those things that I saw what they were doing in the town of New Pal and trying to build things, and just wanted to keep our small town community a great place for people to be involved and come and do things. And each year we try to expand what we're doing with that. And I hope that we're doing a good job. We've got more people paying attention. We were just named the Not-for-Profit of the Year by the New Pal Chamber, which is a great honor because we have done things that we didn't know we could do with a small board. And we keep growing our membership of volunteers. We're a 100% volunteer organization. So a great group of people, a bunch of worker bees that we have to have, and everybody has great ideas.
Oh, that's amazing. So I don't want to put the cart before the horse. So I want to back up just a little bit. And can you help everybody understand a little bit about what the Main Street organization, specifically New Pal, is and what you all do there?
Yeah, we... like I mentioned, we're a not-for-profit, 100% volunteer organization. Our mission is to promote, support, and revitalize and maintain the town of New Palestine, support economic development with the town, and perform any purpose that we're authorized to do within those limits.
That's amazing. So, and that's a lot to take on. I mean, very short and sweet description, but within that, there is a lot to take on. So let's kind of grab onto that when it comes to involving the community and pulling the community out. This is some of the events that you guys put on. I'm looking at the website right now, and you've got like SummerFest that you do every year, right?
Right.
So can you talk a little bit about what inspires these different events and like what kind of things the committees or whoever you're working with there at Main Street do in order to make sure that these events are exciting and really attractive to the community to get people out there and get them having fun?
Definitely. We try to do the majority of our events, or I would say almost all of our events, are family fun community event. Most of them are always free. There's charges, obviously, if you purchase drinks or food, but we don't charge for people to come. We try to come up with ideas that are a theme-based. We have a new one this year called Derby on Depot, and we're going to do that on Derby Day, May 3rd, from 3 to 7:30. So we'll have the races on, have horse races and mint juleps and all kinds of fun stuff there. SummerFest is our biggest event, our biggest moneymaker, other than our wonderful sponsors that we have that support our organization. It's a 2-day event, and it's music, food, games, 90 plus vendors. We shut down US 52. We have Harvest Fest, Winterfest, and Music on Depot. So we love the music. We love the live performing arts. Try to bring in local acts because there's so many. We could probably have an event every weekend and still not cover all of our local artists that are out there and very talented. So we work hard. We've had historic walks through the town. We have a lot of history in New Palestine, and it's fun to learn that. I've lived there my whole life and still learn things. And we had a historic walk out at the cemetery, which was very interesting, telling not specifically who was there, but just why and why some of the headstones are there, how it used to be a different entrance. So we try to do so many things so people can learn about the town, but still come and have fun and just be part of our small town feel.
Yeah. And what I hear in that, and I've been on the side of event planning. I was actually a committee member for a Main Street organization in my local community when I was several years ago. And it takes a lot of people. It takes a lot of resources. It takes a lot of planning to do the things that you're talking about. Approximately how many volunteers would you say are involved in a project like SummerFest?
SummerFest is huge. Our board of our normal volunteers is about 20. We do ask the high school for volunteers, and we get a great group of kids that come over and help us, around 60 to 80 kids. They help us at our other events as well. We have people just from the community that love what we do, and they've started joining our organization or say, hey, let me help out. We can help tear down. So we get people after the events that just stay. So that puts us at ease, knowing that people are seeing what we're doing. They feel that it's right, and they want to be a part of it, no matter what contribution they give, but every little bit helps.
Yeah. And that creates such a deeper connection. Like, the event creates connection, but then the people who are compelled to volunteer to stay until 11 p.m. to, clean up, what a deep connection those folks get to the community.
Right.
I would love to kind of project out a little bit, because I know that, like we were just talking about, you've got an exciting website update coming that's going to have a lot of new information. And I'm assuming that as you look into the future, 3 years even, that there are some plans on the horizon, things that you all would love to see come to fruition. Do we have any sneak peeks, any surprises along the way, any things that you can let out of the bag and let us know what might be coming in the next few years?
Let's see, it's been almost 3 years ago. We did a grant application. We have a dream of having our own amphitheater so that we can host larger acts and just larger crowds. Right now we have the great relationship with our high school. They own the majority of the ground that we do our activities on. We utilize their parking lot, their grass areas. So we love having that commitment with them and relationship. We would just love to maybe acquire our own space eventually. It's going to take a really big grant to be able to do that, or some help from some major capital sponsors. But, it can happen. We're on the radar. People see us. They know what we're doing. They know that we're trying to drive the economic part. And I would hope that we would get that support as well.
Yes, and I'm going to do the shout out for you. Whoever's listening to this, if you are compelled by what you just heard, you need to reach out to Julie, because that totally took me by surprise when you said that. That's an amazing goal. What an exciting thing to work towards. And I think somebody out there should be able to make that move forward with you.
We have beautiful buildings in our town, a lot of historic, and some of them have some facades that we would love to update. We're trying to look at maybe getting a grant established, maybe a matching type thing, so we could help some of our neighbors along the main street.
Wow.
I've proposed to the RDC, the Redevelopment Committee in New Palestine, to get historic or more vintage looking street signs. So I'm hoping that that would be something that we could come up with as well. We just have things in our mind all the time. We're planning a year plus in advance for every event. So right now we've kind of got everything planned for this year, and we're already starting to work on next year wish list and things that we would do.
When you think about needs from the Main Street organization, are there needs that you have that, while people are listening, you can throw out there and say, hey, if you're interested in blank, give me a call? What would those needs be?
Always sponsorships. That's how Dave and I got connected about 5-7 years ago. I took over Main Street in 2020, a great year to take over, and all events get shut down. So we got real creative and we did video music on Depot. We couldn't have people in person, but we did recording studios, and we had people in Ireland and Germany somehow listening. So it was really fun. But Dave and I met one time. We were talking about sponsorship. We met at the Wellness Center at Hancock County, New Pal. And I just told him what our vision was, what my vision was as president, that since I had just taken over, and that was to continue building our small town feel, but it's going to have to be established with great sponsors such as Dave, and we have many sponsors, and the money from sponsorships is what drives our organization other than grants, and we can't say thank you enough to the sponsors.
No kidding. Well, I can't say thank you enough for what you all do in the community, you and everyone that volunteers with the Main Street. As we wrap up, I would love to just get your pulse check on how long you've lived in the Hancock County area, maybe New Pal, I'm not sure, and specifically what is the most exciting or compelling thing that just makes you excited to share about New Pal.
I've lived in New Pal my whole life. I grew up on Mount Comfort Road, actually. Lived there my whole life and worked the majority of my life in Hancock County. Just recently changed to a different agency, but my heart's still in New Pal. The most compelling thing is just the warmth of the people, the small town feel that we have, the help that people are willing to. You mentioned what you need, and people are like, what do you need? We can come help. And you asked earlier, and I kind of ventured off into the sponsorships, but things that New Pal Main Street could use is just additional hands. We love worker bees. Anybody that wants to be creative and help us with websites or social sites or things like that, or just, again, be a donor. We also do a Gold Star program, which is real close to my heart. We honor the family on the last Sunday of September. And we have a couple Gold Star banners. We're part of the Blue Star banner program. So just things to keep the history alive, but still move forward and keep it a family-oriented and community event.
That is awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, if there's anybody out there listening who maybe hasn't volunteered before and is thinking about it, this is a great place to start because
absolutely,
yeah, it's fun. You're really getting into the community. And at the end of the day, you can walk away and know that you have contributed and given back to the community that gives to you. So Julie Lucas, thank you so much for being a guest on here today. It's been a pleasure to meet you and talk to you.
Sean, you've been great. It's great to meet you.
At New Pal Open for Biz, we're all about creating a team of local businesses to help secure and promote one of the key gateways into Hancock County, our hometown of New Palestine, Indiana. Whether it's road construction updates, business growth, or community events, we've got you covered. And if you're a business owner in the New Palestine or Hancock County area and you want to be part of what we're building, just reach out by clicking on the link found in the show notes.